What's up, guys? Been a while. I know I need to make a video. Just had some thoughts. I just got finished with a laminate flooring job. It turned out to be about 650 square feet, but it was really it was one big room. And I'm gonna put there's a couple clips I'll put up after this, but had a big master bedroom and then a smaller room, and then just a big U of a hallway, and then a bathroom, 2 closets, a pantry, and then, you know, running into a couple of bedrooms and bathrooms with some, you know, one had some tile, the laundry room had some linoleum, and then the bedrooms had a couple, you know, had carpet. And so what I'm getting at, there was a lot of doorways in there. I can't remember how many doors I had to go through, 7 or 8, but that, you know, that takes time and that slows you down, and then turning that hallway slows you down. And what I'm getting at is I charged, I don't always tell you what I charged, but I am on this one. I charged $1.50 per square foot to lay the laminate. That's for the install only. Now, I had some carpet to remove and staples, and I had to put shoe molding down after. I charged an additional $600 to do all that, get rid of all the carpet and padding and all that, and, you know, obviously just getting the floors ready. But that, you know, after I gave that estimate, I realized that's too low. You know, I knew that, or I had been told that Home Depot would do it for $1.50. So I was just like, you know, I just kind of knee-jerk reaction when she asked me. I was kind of there, and I was like, oh, I'll do this for $1.50. I'd done it for $1.25 a while back, but I didn't keep up with my times good, and, you know, that customer that I did that with, I'm still dealing with her. That's a whole different ball game. Still trying to get paid from that job. But anyway, $1.50 is just not enough. It's not worth my time. It took me about 4 days, I think, to get that job done. Now, there was some extra work I did, trim and all that, but at the bare minimum, it would have took me 3 full days to do that. And I don't know what that is. 650 times $1.50, whatever that is. It's just not enough. I need to be charging, I think I figured up I need to be charging at least $2.50 to put that in. And then I looked on HomeWise, and HomeWise in my area, the low end is about $4 a square foot. So I just really didn't charge enough. But I was at Lumber Liquidators picking up some stuff for that job, and I asked them what they charge, and they said about $2 a square foot. So I was like, man, I don't see how they do it for $2 a square foot. And I was like, well, they must not be charging. They must charge extra for doorways and stuff like that. That must just be kind of a getting their foot in the door. So I called them back and told them what I just kind of act like a regular customer, and said, I've got about 800 square foot to put in. First I said, how much do you charge? They said $2. I said, okay. He said, well, how much do you have? I said, 800 square feet. He said, oh, we'll give you 10% discount for that. It'd be $1.79 a square foot. I was like, man. I said, well, what all does that include? Does that include, is there an extra cost for doors and all that? He was like, no, it includes all that. You know, I was like, well, I can't compete with that. And then a week or 2 later, I had a customer wanted some work done, and I'm going out there to do some lighting and some ceiling work. But they were going to have their floors redone. And she said, we'll go ahead and get a estimate on that from you too. She said, we've already got an estimate from Lowe's, but a second estimate wouldn't hurt. So as soon as she said Lowe's had already given them an estimate, I was like, you know, I'm not going to be able to compete with that. And I even asked her, I said, I imagine Lowe's is going to do it for about $1.50 a square foot, right? She said, well, no, they're running a special 89 cents a square foot for install. And I'm like, well, that was my last laminate flooring job, because I ain't no way I'm trying to compete with that. I don't know what they're doing to get those prices. Only thing I can think of is that they're just making up the difference on materials. And I imagine you have to buy the materials from Lowe's or Home Depot or Lumber Liquidators in order to get that price. And then they probably send about 4 yahoos out there to stick it in real quick, and they're out the door and they ain't paying them nothing. And they might not be yahoos, they might do a good job, but they just ain't paying them nothing. So this laminate flooring job that I'm gonna put up, if I can't get the job for at least $250, and really I need to go $3, because if you take your time and do it right, it's gonna take some time. So anyway, that's just my thoughts. I'm curious to see what other people have to say about laminate flooring, but I refuse to try to compete with somebody doing it for $2, $1.50, especially 89 cents a square foot. My goodness, make about $25 a day. But anyway, I'll pop up the videos now. The first video will be kind of almost done, and I talk a little bit in it. And then in the second video, the guy that was house sitting for the customer is downstairs, so I didn't talk during the video. But you can see the threshold in that tile area. You just see. But it turned out nice. But anyway, see ya. Thank you. All right, so here's the laminate floors I've been working on. I haven't got the shoe molding down yet. But anyway, this little closet, I don't know what this room right here is. This is all on the second floor. This little room, and then this hallway has really been a bear. Had to come through here, had a doorway here, had to put a little threshold in. Got a closet, had to get in there, you know, had to cut under those door jambs. You know, you gotta do that. You know, you get it up under there. It's like the house was, or the walls were built on top of it now. Obviously, I'm not finished here. Having a hard time finding the right threshold piece for that. But anyway, you can see this hallway. I'll look back through here. The hallway goes, and I started on that end, but anyway, comes through here, goes right in through here, and it takes this turn and goes right around. So this really took me some time, which I knew it would. Got doors every 6 inches. I had this stair nose. Now this carpet's going to come up and have laminate down there too, so I just kind of ran them boards along, and that'll come back and get that. She doesn't want that done until they get fully moved in, all the furniture and all moved. Anyway, got another threshold right there, or transition, whatever you call it. I got one piece I got to get put in here. This piece, threshold, it's just got to go in, and man, I'm looking, this looks like it is turned, so I might have to work on that. That ain't straight at all. Anyway, and then into this room, you can see there, I'm not going to open that door, that's somebody's bedroom, but anyway, I got a threshold piece in there, but still got to put the shoe molding in. But this hallway alone pretty much took a day. Yeah, it took a day. And you know, when I came through here, I went ahead and ran my boards all the way into the room, and then put some 2x4 blocks screwed to the floor to keep all that from moving. And then I come in this way, and actually I was going backwards as far as what the laminate wants to run, because I started over there going the right direction, ran down through here, and then I started backing up. And then I ran on through here, like I said. I had all this done, and then worked my way back into, while I had these blocks on the floor, holding the floor in place from moving, I went ahead and worked back into this bathroom. Now, I don't know if you'll recognize, this is the shower stall that was built. You know, I built that knee wall, tore the tub out, tore the shower stall out, built the knee wall, and the little stoop right here, that little opening, had to frame that in, which obviously wasn't nothing. But anyway, then I had my sheetrocker come in and fix everything, and then this tile guy came in. Shower looks really good. It's white. It's definitely white. But she's gonna have to put a piece of glass up there, and I think just a shower curtain. But anyway, I got to come through here. There's gonna be a piece of baseboard on the floor and shoe mold. I got to get all that done. And you can see where I went around this toilet. Wasn't too bad. I want to make sure there's plenty for the toilet to sit on. And then into this closet. So I think it's about 800 square feet. I'm on my third day. It's about 3:30. I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and get all this stuff out of the way and bring my miter saw and set it up here and do the shoe mold. And I'm not gonna run back and forth up and down those steps. Oh, a couple things. This cutter, it's worth its weight in gold when you're doing this. I'd have had to use a miter saw every time I come to an end or around a door jamb or whatever. Gotta have one of those. Gotta have this. This, once you get up in the corners, you can't swing your hammer to hit this little block, and when you get up against walls, really, you won't have room to swing your hammer. So gotta have one of those. Gotta have one of those. I bought this. I really only needed it one time, but I can use the back of my hammer if I don't want to damage the wood. But this cutter, I hesitated to buy it. It was about $150, $200. But man, you can just put that, you just put your board in there, pull down on this arm, and it's cut. I mean, that's all there is to it. No dust, no power. Anyway, I'm rambling once again. I'll check back in once I get the shoe molding put in. Peace out. All right, real quick. These stairs will eventually be covered. Another light's below. But these stair treads and risers will be put on. This is gonna be fast because it's Friday, almost 5 o'clock, and I am ready to go home. Anyway, I gotta give her a quote on pulling all the carpet off of these stairs and then coming back with those risers and treads. But this is what I've gotten done. Might have already put it on the first part. But anyway, you come up the stairs, and I'm still cleaning up. The homeowner just left. I thought it was a good time to make a video. Came through here. I've got my shoe molding in. I've still got to fill the holes and caulk, all that good stuff. I am not an A1 trim man, so I'm going to have to use a little caulk. Came in here with a transition threshold all the way into this room. I think I already talked about all this. But anyway, now that the shoe mold's down, it looks a little better. I hadn't put the shoe molding pieces here or that stair nose piece. It has to be glued down, and I don't want to glue it down not knowing how everything else is going to work. So anyway, moving right along, we'll come back to that. I've already showed all this, so just touching base. Hadn't been making many videos. This has been a beast. I got this transition piece in, but you can see how far up that is. They shimmed them floors for some reason and brought them way up. And I don't know if I'm gonna put a piece of shoe molding in here or what. Now, when the door's closed, it's not a problem, and you can see now, looking at that ain't straight. My piece is straight, but I noticed when I was doing these walls, that wall wasn't framed straight. But anyway, we'll blame it on somebody that ain't here to take the blame. And here, finally got this room done. I actually got this done yesterday, but today I've been working on shoe molding, those two transitions, and then I got this piece of crown mold up, and I don't know, it's okay. You can see that little piece I got in there. The homeowner actually told me to do that instead of buying a whole new piece. So I've caulked that and got it the best I could. I'm hoping with some paint it's on there, but just, I don't know, that ain't nothing to brag about. You know, I think it's gonna look better with some paint, but it ain't gonna look great, and I don't like it. Anyway, that corner turned out okay, and I did this with my miter saw. I've never put crown molding up period, and that's about a 8-inch piece. Those pieces are just to hold that in place while that glue dries. But anyway, shoe molding everywhere. Still got to put the toilet in, and then on into here. These pieces here and here, and that. I know that looks like crap. I think it'll look a little better with some paint to cover that wooden edge. But again, this floor was tile and it was raised way up. And see in here, this was cut out. Now I had replaced this and those two pieces of door casing. But I guess the next thing to do to make it perfect is replace this. But I mean I don't know, that I ain't proud of that either. I've been here all week. I'm tired. I'm wore out, and I'm just being critical maybe. But anyway, still like this shower. I ain't the one that made it shine. The tile man made it shine, but I can say, yeah, man, I built that knee wall, built that stoop. I helped. Anyway, that's the way I heard it.